As women, we juggle different roles in life. Wife, mother, employee, and daughter. At some point, we have all been told, directly or indirectly, that we shouldn't pursue something, to play it safe, not be too loud, or too much, or too beautiful, or not beautiful enough. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you are not enough, that your dreams are too big, or that you can't do something. Surround yourself with women who want you to rise, who celebrate your success, who believe in your dreams. Together, let's help each other to rise. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. Divine woman, you deserve to rise. I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman.
I'm Dawn Richard, a conscious love coach.
I am Paulina Malmi. I'm a mindset transformation mentor.
I am Shelley, and I work as an empowerment and transformation coach.
I'm Charlotte, and I'm an Oracle of Destiny.
I am Benedict Ertzen, inspiring leader and business mentor.
I am Paula. I work as a space curator.
I am Tulay. I work as a producer in the film and television industry.
My passions are dance, travel, and my Wake Up to Real Love podcast.
And my passion is to help strong women overcome burnout.
My dream is to be a catalyst for the healing and empowerment of women.
My passion is to help women to remember the throne of their inner queendom, to remember that they're sovereign, sacred, and holy.
My passion are the projects that I get to create, help bring to life, and then share with the world.
We rise together, goddesses, by remembering our sacred feminine wisdom.
We will rise by lifting others.
I am possible, and I am.
And I am
a woman's woman.
Gorgeous woman, you are not meant to do this alone, and the reality is that you're not. Literally, you have a whole sisterhood waiting here for you. You have my whole team waiting here for you. You have me waiting here for you. All you have to do is reach out, click that link, and get in touch with us. And together, we will rise. I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman. Hey everyone, I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman. I love those videos. Never get sick of watching them. So today, we're going to switch it up a little bit because I was just speaking to the team and to some of my very dear friends, Dawn included, that I'm getting a little bit bored with stuff. And usually, I mean, that's pretty normal. My camera's shaking. Yeah, got to not be so expressive. So usually that's pretty normal for me. And what I tend to do is mix it up. So instead of me interviewing someone in Conversations with Cinti today, I am getting Dawn, my very, very dear friend. We've done a lot of work together. We've mutually exchanged our services. Dawn is a love relationship guru and coach. She has an amazing podcast called Wake Up to Real Love with Dawn Richard. And I just am so blessed to have Dawn in my life. So today we're going to switch it up. She is going to interview me. I told her that pretty much to just go wherever she wants to go. I'm an open book, so we're going to see where that all goes. And yeah, I think I'm just going to hand it over to Dawn, and we can. Hey,
Hello, beautiful.
how you doing?
I'm doing well. Every time I see that video, I get teary, like, because I love the fact that I am in your sisterhood.
Dawn, I love the fact that I'm in your sisterhood, and I love the fact that you're in that video with me. I love that you're a part of so much of this with me.
Yeah, I feel really, really honored and privileged. And I'm so thankful that you're my soul sister.
Oh, I feel the same way. Thank you, Dawn. That's beautiful. Yay.
Yeah.
So,
So we're going to turn the tables today.
yeah.
What little things can I ask you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, this could take a while, right?
This could take a while. This is really fascinating because, I think a lot of times when we come online, it's like we show up, but there's still lots of parts of us that people don't really know, right? And and so this is why I wanted to do this with you, because you tell your story, and there are certain parts of your story that a lot of people know, and then there are lots of parts of your story that people don't know that I find super fascinating.
There's a lot of stories, literally it's like 1,000 lifetimes in one, right?
Yeah, that's why we need to go to Hawaii.
Oh, that's happening. I've told the team, like, we are definitely, the minute flights open, we are going to Hawaii next year. Yeah, like that's it. That's happening. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, because I think, it's like this has been such a beautiful experience that we are able to use technology to connect.
Yeah.
But we still have obligations and responsibilities that we're always kind of thinking about, as opposed to when we could go away and just be Cinti and just be Dawn.
Yeah, and we could have a hug, Dawn. Oh my God.
I know.
Imagine what it would be like to hug each other. Like, we've been friends virtually for so long, to actually just get you and give you a hug, I think would be like
I know.
Best things. Yeah.
I know. I'm sure I'll be bawling and I'll, not want to, I'll like be holding on to you for 20 minutes. I love you, Cinti.
Yeah, I'll be the same. We can have a big group hug.
So, I think the thing that I find really curious and interesting about you is the fact how you grew up. Like, your mom was in a commune, right?
Yeah. So, like, I was pretty.
Who grows up like this? This is really unique and interesting.
Which is really funny because, like, most kids rebel by going and doing all the things that, I don't know, like, it's like I rebelled and got into like corporate beauty, fashion, and did all this stuff. Right?
It's like your mom was a total flower child, more or less.
Yeah. Like, they had this group called the Kingston Cats, right? And she was part of the circus. So my mum would do like acrobatics and clown shows, and we would travel around and be these sort of like little hippie kids, hang out with all the other hippie kids. And when I was born, apparently it was like there was like 50 people at my birth. So I was born at home, and my mum, it came.
And you're the oldest. You're the oldest.
I'm the oldest, and it came up one time because I was like, I kept meeting like people from my mum's old friends, right? So some of her, and a lot of them have gone on to become very successful performers, like very successful sort of creatives and things like that. So I'd meet these people and they go, "Oh, Cinti, I've got this really special bond with you. I was at your birth. I was there when you came into the world." And I'm like, "Oh, how nice." And it's like, third, fourth, fifth, like keep me
50th. Like, who wasn't there, Mom? Who didn't you invite?
Who was at my, like, what was the situation with my birth? Because like there are a lot of people there. And she's like, "Oh, there are only a few people in the actual room, Cinti, but there was a bit of a party going on when you came into the world because it was this really special kind of thing." So apparently performers and drums and music and all sorts of things were happening while my mum was in like the throes of labor. And so I was born into that whole, like I was born into a party. No wonder I still like to party.
That's amazing. I mean, that's really amazing. So when you're growing up and you have a lot of siblings,
Yeah, I'm the eldest of 5.
Yeah, you have a lot of siblings.
Mhm.
And so life, I mean, was your mom in this group for the majority of your growing up life?
I think probably until I was about 5, and my sister was 18 months younger than me. So we both had most exposure to this life until my mum kind of met a very long-term partner who wasn't so much the hippie kind of vibe that she was in, even though we maintained those connections. But like we were in group houses and things up until probably when she met my stepdad. They were together for like 17 years. So they had 3 children after that. But yeah, until that point, we were living in group houses, and very bohemian fun, like they'd have jams and music and, parties, and the kids would all be a part of it. And it was, yeah, fun.
It's like a daily celebration.
I do. There is one funny story though, Dawn, if I can share. So I've always been a little bit of a priss, right? Like, and my daughter,
is that why I resonate with you? Because my parents always used to call me Miss Priss.
right? And my daughter's kind of similar. Like if I go to sort of put food on, she'll go, oh my God, you just stuck that fork in your food and now you're putting it in mine. Like, yuck, mum. And I'm like, oh, you're so my daughter. So me being a bit like I've always been a little bit like, oh, yuck, no, like don't like that, which is not completely aligned with that whole hippie kind of vibe, right?
Right.
There's a lot of BO and incense in my childhood. So hairy armpits and like, yeah. So maybe that made me like a bit like, ugh. But I remember being at this sort of Dreamtime camp, and we'd gone to this Dreamtime camp and everyone set up teepees, and it was very, very hip. Like everyone would get on this rock in the morning and sort of do this like, and resonate all their voices together and get this sort of whole thing happening in the morning. So then we just wander around the campsite as kids. So I found this beautiful woman, and she was like this fairy woman, and she's like, hello, what's your name? I'm sure a lot of them were on acid or smoking a lot of weed because they were really out there, And she's like, would you like me to paint your face? I've found all these amazing micas and mineral things in so she found all these like basically dirt and mud and stuff like that and rocks that she's crushing up. Would you like me to paint your face? And I was like, oh, hells yes. I love makeup. You can totally paint my face. Like, I was like, finally, someone in this camp that like gets along with me. And she got this rock and she ground up some like mica powder in it. And then she spat in it and mixed it with her saliva.
And you're like,
and as she had this like twig that she'd like chewed into a makeup brush, and she's going to put on my face. And I was just like this. Like going, oh my God, I have this woman's saliva all over. Like it was this is so not what I was expecting. Like, where's the Mary Kay, Anyway, so I didn't do face paint. Next time a hippie said to me, would you like your face painted? I was like, I'm good.
No thanks.
Dang.
So how did your life change once your mom married your stepdad?
I think we got a lot more insular, like we've been brought up in a very communal environment, and that saying, like it takes a village to raise a child. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we had been raised in that, and I think it definitely got a lot more insular, like it got a lot more sort of closed and focused on, I guess, their relationship and the stuff that happens in relationships. And so, yeah, it changed a lot. I mean, especially when they ended up having 3 kids and I was the oldest of 5, and then they were on again, off again, like all that stuff. So I became 2IC mum. And a lot of mums, hippie friends would come and like rescue me for the weekend. Like they'd just say, Cinti, you got so much responsibility at home. We just want to give you, and I'd go to their house and I would start like cleaning and doing stuff. And they're like, no, we just want you to just sit here and just
just be an 8-year-old.
Right. And that's pretty much what we've invited you. We just want you to be a kid. Like just watch TV, just hang out, just do your thing. Like we don't want you to do anything. And that was really odd for me because it was like, oh, but I'm supposed to be doing stuff.
So
Yeah.
what would you do? What would you do as an 8-year-old when you weren't taking care of your younger siblings?
Well, I'd hang out with my first. I was always a bit of a, I guess, a fag hag, if I can even say that, if that's even PC now. But my first best friend, who was like at my birth as well, Nikki Kelly, he was like my first kind of gay best friend. So we grew up together, and we would play princesses, and like
What-
he always had to be just a little bit prettier than me, or a little bit more powerful, or his cabbage. Like he was an only child, so he had all the good toys, and
Uh-huh.
he'd get like Barbie and the Rockers. He got all the Barbies and the Rockers, and Cabbage Patch Kids, and so we'd sort of compete in this very princessy way, I guess. So we would paint, and we would be princesses, and we would play. It was the 80s, so we'd play high-powered businesswomen, when you loudly stamping things like, yes, that's approved. Thank you. And pretend to type on like a cardboard computer that we'd made or something like that was that was our thing. High-powered 80s businesswomen.
And he was the same age as you?
Yeah, he was 1 year older, which,
Uh-huh.
like I'm the eldest, so I get to be princess in G-Force. We're at my house, so I get to, like, he always, remember when you had like the cartoon groups, and there was always like 4 guys and just one token girl.
Uh-huh.
So did you ever watch G-Force?
No, I
And
never saw
they
that.
were all birds, and it's like you had Robin, and you had, I don't know, whatever, and there was one girl, and it was Princess, right? And so here I am with my gay best friend, and he also used to cross dress, so he would like wear princess dresses and all this stuff. Like we used to have so much fun, and he was like, "Oh, I bags being princess." I'm like, "No, I'm the girl. I get to be princess because I don't want to be Robin." And like Robin was always the second choice. It's like, all right, I'll be Robin. She's like, "I don't want to be Robin. Anyway, we're at my house, so you have to be Robin. I get to be princess." I mean, all right. And then we get to my house, and I go, "I get to be princess now in G-Force."
Right.
We go, "Oh no, because I'm the guest." So you. Nikki Kelly got me again. Like it was.
You're like, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
We had such a and the great thing I think about that upbringing was because his mum was like another mother to me, and she was just so beautiful to me. Like she was the first person that really helped me to feel beautiful in a way that I realized that sometimes beauty isn't just about, it's not always about what you see, right? And I remember her saying to me, I said something about, we're dressing up in a dress, and I think it was off the shoulders. And she said, "Oh, Cinti, yeah, because you've just got the most beautiful shoulders." And I was like, really? I don't know what beautiful shoulders look like, but obviously they look like mine because she said I have beautiful shoulders, and
Yeah.
that really stuck with me. And it was something that I used to try and replicate with my younger siblings, was always really recognizing these little beautiful things about, not the things that everyone always notices, but those little beautiful things that make them, that made me feel more beautiful than someone saying, "Oh my God, Cinti, you're just so gorgeous." It's like, I have beautiful shoulders,
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like seeing all of you. Seeing all of you.
Yes. And like, I wasn't particularly concerned about what beautiful shoulders were. All I knew was that I had beautiful shoulders. And now looking back, I know that she was just an adult really just trying to bolster me and build my confidence and recognize these things in me, because that is the stuff that gives you confidence. But hanging out with them and seeing how normal, there's a lot of people that would feel very like parents. Like if your child starts dressing and he wants to wear tiaras and he's painting his nails and he's wearing princess dresses, and his grandmother was a very, very famous artist. And so she had all these fabulous clothes. Like we would dress up in turbans with just amazing.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Let's
Yeah,
have
she
a
came
dress up party.
Yeah, very wealthy, Greek family, and she was just so, her name was Gloria, and she was just so fabulous. So we dress up in all of her stuff. So I think a lot of people, parents would, if their son starts dressing like he's wearing a tiara and he's like wants lipstick and he's like, I'm a princess, and we'd go to preschool and he would be dressed as, well, we both would, but like princesses together.
Right.
But we never thought it was not normal, which I really think is amazing. Like Nikki and I did not, like if someone went, oh, he's dressing like a girl, and like, no, he's dressing like a princess.
Right.
Not a
What's the
girl.
matter with you?
Hello, I'm a girl. He's a boy. He's a princess. Like what? Like, so it was very normal for us to, and I think that was really amazing because, you know, Nick, now he's Nick, and he's quite a successful barrister, and he's had a long-term partner for like, I think probably 15 years or so. Mm-hmm. And he's just gay now. Like he's not transsexual. He's not he doesn't dress like he's a very kind of straight looking man. And he just happens to be gay. And I think that that's a massive win because he didn't have to over exaggerate his gayness or have to go into this full scale exploration of dressing like a woman, because it was just like, well, he's just exploring it. It's fine. Let's just let it go. And then he found his kind of normal in all of that, you know?
Well, what a gift. I mean, I think when you are kids, you are so creative and imaginative, and play is just play. You know, you're not having any judgment about anything. It's just like exploring. Hey, I want to be Superman today, and now I want to be Isis, and you know, now I want to be whatever, G-Force. And for his parents and grandparents to give him permission to explore everything. What an amazing gift if all of us parents allowed our children to just explore what was interesting and curious to them.
100%. And it's like Holiday went through a stage, right? And obviously I put, like, I've loved makeup since I was,
since the mica and the stick.
Right. It was like, and I'm not going to be doing that, but like, as the minute I could pick up a makeup brush and the minute that I could, and I used to, my mom was a performer, so I'd watch her getting ready and putting her makeup on, and I was just fascinated by it. So I would want to do that. So naturally now when I do it, then Holiday's like, so she went through a stage, and I think you guys have seen some of the things where, because, you know, I put my eyebrows on and she's just like, and just and my husband was like, oh my God, is she putting makeup on again? Like, she was doing it daily. And he's like, this is really bad. We've got to get her to stop. And I went, no.
Why?
We're just going to let her do it. She'll get over it soon. Like, let's just let her do her thing. If we've got to go to the shops and she's got little Effie eyebrows, then that's just what it's going to be, right? So, and she did. She got over it. She doesn't really do it anymore. She might put a bit of lip gloss on or, you know, do little bits and pieces, but she's not doing the big, like, woggy kind of European eyebrows. It's really funny because she's totally European, like from our heritage, but she's really fair, right? So
right.
So,
yeah, I mean, what a gift that is to both you and your friend Nick. I mean, because then, like, I'm seeing, like, this was like the introduction into the beauty world that you got into, because you were used to exploring and expressing all of these different aspects of yourself.
Yeah, I grew up in art galleries and theaters and, you know, hippie communes and camps. Like, we're very cultured upbringing. But you know, like, we used to knock around like gallery openings and get bored. So, you know, as kids, it's like we'd go and get all, like, you know how they had those little plastic cups and there's like wine and alcohol and things, and we'd go around getting all the empty half wine cups and things. And we'd start like topping them all up and mixing them together, and then we're very industrious, so we would sell them like, would you like a cocktail, to the adults. Fishing like cigarette butts and stuff like that out of the, you know, people put their cigarettes out and do it, and we're like, oh, we'll just get that out and just mix it in there and sell it for 50 cents, you know.
It's a new kind of cocktail.
Very funny. And like, you know, adults, they'll go, and they'd take a sip and you'd see their face go. But we did. I think Nick and I, because we were such 80s kids and such. It was all about the power woman, power businesswoman, feminism, and all that stuff. We had some of our parents' friends who were very like Steiner school. You know, all the kids went to Steiner. No TVs, no anything. It's all very crayons and paints, and they expressed grave concerns to our parents. They had to have this very serious conversation about how they were concerned that Nick and I were going to be capitalists, and right, we're really concerned because they're a little bit too industrious, and we're really concerned they're going to get these really capitalist values, and it's just against everything that we've all fought for. And we were like, what are capitalists? And they're like, they go, well, capitalists are really concerned about money and they're just all about making money. We're like, oh yeah, that's us. Yeah, we're capitalists. That's like, yeah, that's what's bad about that. Is that bad? Like, is that a bad thing? Like,
So then how did you, because I can't remember, like, what was your first job? Like, you know, as a young adult.
my first job was working for Dior. So
That was your very first job? Like,
very
because you're like, oh, I want to work for Dior. Was that it?
Yeah, what happened? So because my job at home was home, so when I said I want to get a job at like 15, Mum was like, no, I'll pay you and you can help me with the kids. And I was like, great.
Some more. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm
Right?
ready for a new job.
$20 a week, and I get to be like, live-in babysitter. Anyway, so I then moved to Sydney at quite a young age. And I started with a temping agency, doing like temping roles with different brands and things like that. And because I was so polished, like I used to look like this at 16, so I was hair and makeup, and they were just like, oh my god, you're like, that used to always be my thing. I was so polished. We're going to put you with Dior. They're going to love you. So they put me in this temp role with Dior. And Dior were like, we're keeping you. And so at 18, I was the youngest person ever to be hired by Dior, who didn't hire at that stage under the age of 25 because it was a sophisticated woman's brand.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, but they were just like, no, we're keeping you. We want you. And yeah, so that was my first job working for Dior.
Had you, when you were growing up, did everyone think that you were much older than you were?
Yeah, I think, yes, definitely. And I definitely was, like, I dressed quite sophisticated, like, because I was, had really developed that whole side of myself because I was so obsessed with it. And I was also obsessed with not being a hippie,
Well, I think it's interesting too, because you said you used to shop at thrift stores a lot, or consignment stores or whatever,
Yeah.
So that was a big part of your own sort of like exploration and training.
And it wasn't by choice. Like, we were poor. So we grew up very disadvantaged. And my mum was on welfare for a long part of my life. And that was part of it was quite amazing being in Australia and how much they support creatives and the arts and things like that. So my mum was definitely a creative. She was an artist, and you don't always have jobs. So, in between that, she was on welfare. So we didn't always have a lot of money. She was a struggling artist. So we used to have to shop at thrift stores, and it was not cool back then. It was like we did it out of necessity.
Right.
And that kind of helped. I mean, when I went on to do my big fashion career, one of the big things that I used to talk about with interns was, you need to go to a thrift store. And if you can put together an outfit and you can put together something that's on trend, current, fashion forward, from that, then you have style, right? Which is defined from, like, it's fashion and style are two very different things. And to have style, you need to be informed about fabrics, about shapes, about, by then it was the 90s. So we're out of the 80s, we're into the 90s, it's grungy. And A-line skirts were in, and tartan and all that kind of thing. So I would literally go and find these old lady Scottish kilts, and it was like the wool was like from Scotland, and they had beautiful little leather buckles on them, and they were just gorgeous. But they were like, you know, shin length because they're old lady skirts. And so I would literally get them and I just hack them off into these tiny little A-line skirts and fray the bottoms and wear them with big chunky Doc Martens, and, you know, and everyone all my friends would go, oh my God, where did you get that skirt? Like, oh, your clothes are so cool. Where did you get them? And I would lie and go, oh, my mum was performing in Sydney and she picked it up from some cool store there. I don't even know where it is, whatever. And so I was kind of, yeah.
And that was, and you told them that because you felt ashamed?
Yeah, of course. Like, oh, what? Oh, no, we have to go and do secondhand clothes. My mum bought this for 50 cents and I had to hack it off so I could look like I've got, you know, so that I can, because it was all about fitting in, right?
Right.
But in true Cinti style, I didn't fit in. I went and took it to that next level because I was so creative. So I was just so into it. And I would just hack things and cut things. Like they used to call me Cinti Scissorhands because I would just get things and just cut them off, or, you know, because my very closest friends knew, but like they, you know, obviously wouldn't say anything to everyone else.
Right.
You know, give away my big secret.
So everybody just thought you were just this cool, stylish, beautiful, you know, girl.
Yeah, people used to say, I was in Canberra, which is very, like, still here now, but I moved to Sydney to do my whole fashion thing, and Sydney is like the big city here. So that's Sydney and Melbourne. That's where fashion and that's where all that stuff is. And people would meet me here in Canberra and always say, oh my God, are you from Sydney? You look like you're from Sydney. And that would be like, so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
So what happened while you were in Dior? Like, can you talk about your, you know, evolution through that?
Yeah, well, I stayed with them for a little bit, and that was very, like, from a customer service perspective and from a brand integrity, like back then, like in the sort of in the 90s, early 90s, it was still like you still had to be presented like an airline hostess. So like literally this slicked hair, I've done this forever. But if you had long hair, it had to be, it's tight. You would know, airline hostess, right? Like hosiery, we had to have good, no, but you know what I mean? The grooming standard.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Tie your hair back, like, and this in the 90s when airline hostesses, it was like schmick, like we had a certain, a list of hosiery that we could wear. So we couldn't wear cheap hosiery. We had to wear really good quality, beautiful hosiery, which, by the way, is worth investing in because you can wash it and use it and it doesn't run or ladder anyway. Nails had to be done, clipped, groomed, no bright or loud colors. You address everyone as madam or sir, or, you know, yeah, it was very strict guidelines on how you conducted yourself and represented, because you represented the brand, right? So the way you answered the phone, the way you spoke to people, the way you presented, like the whole thing was like all of our what we wore, like our uniforms were all like couture from Paris, you know. So yeah, it's quite an amazing experience. And from there, I really had my sights set on Chanel because I was like I was just like, oh my God, Chanel. And still today, like I love Chanel. Like that was just like, I need to work for Chanel. So a role came up with them and I ended up being the assistant manager there and working with Chanel. And that was amazing. That was even more strict as far as guidelines go because, yeah, Chanel, I remember our national trainer, Sue, she was like the epitome of Chanel, and her face used to wobble. She was so old. She was like 150 years old. She'd be like, you are a Chanel consultant. We do not talk to people. Like she was just so like, you know, Chanel never goes on sale. Like she was so full on, and she would literally come in and look at you and go, why do you not have hairspray in your hair? What's wrong with your nails? Like she would, yeah, she actually made a
like super militant.
Yeah, this is going to be your makeup look. No, that's too much. You can't wear that much eyeliner. You need to wear, like, it was very, yeah.
Wow.
full on. So, and then from there I discovered YSL, and that's where my love, like working for YSL, that was where I just went, like, yeah, just.
What was the difference?
Oh, huge difference. Like Chanel is less is more, YSL is more is more. You know, Chanel's like there's like 5 basic colors. It's like black, white, beige, navy. It's 4 colors, isn't it? Black, white, beige, navy. Yeah, black, white, beige, navy. That's Chanel, right? Dior is like, he was like the glamorous woman's designer. He loved women, loved dressing women up, loved, like, these earrings are like, you know, they're like a YSL earring. Like a Chanel earring is a more pared back,
Right.
stud or something. So yeah, Yves Saint Laurent was like, I mean, I remember walking through Sydney City in my uniform, and it was really out there. So at that stage we were in this whole promotion of this whole campaign of In Love Again, and that was because you know, it was all about the heart and the whole story behind it. Anyway, our jackets were like hot pink shantung silk, and they had these huge red enamel buttons of hearts on them. And
Love it.
Then we had to wear this orange, like, because he loved pink and orange and all these loud colors, this orange silk blouse underneath. And then this very, very, very tailored, like, you know, pencil skirt. And I'm walking through and I've got my big YSL earrings on and I'm all like tricked up like this. And it was school holidays and some teenagers were in the mall, and this rather big girl, which is not a problem unless they start sort of sniggering at you. And she was rather big, and she looked at me and she was like, to all her friends, nice jacket, like this, and just laughing at me. And she got to about there and I went, darling, if I had an ass like yours, I wouldn't be laughing at anyone. And she was like, I mean, I was like very, you know.
The Cinti B word comes out.
But I was like, babe, I'm in fucking couture head to toe.
Yeah.
You know, you're sitting there in your Kmart jeans and, you know, like you look like you've been eating McDonald's and whatever for freaking months. Talk to me about my, like, laughing at my jacket. At least I can take the jacket off, babe. Anyway, that's Cinti's bitchy side coming out. But
we all have it. We all have it.
And the thing is, it's just like, it's that thing, people in glass houses don't cast stones. Like, it's just like,
who are you to judge?
Right. If we're going to go on surface level and we're going to start surface judging everyone, then be prepared. You better have your shit together and make sure that you're looking like perfection before you start going and laughing at someone else, you know? And that was my thing. Like, I just took the first thing that stood out from her and went, well, how does that feel, babe? You know? She was horrified. I mean, her friends pissed themselves laughing at her, and I tricked off back into my, you know. I actually probably ate McDonald's, truth be told. Like, I probably went and sat in McDonald's in my full-on outfit and ate it. Looking around, scared that, like,
that your boss would come in and see you.
Yes, they're going to go, you cannot eat McDonald's wearing couture YSL, you know. But yeah, like, definitely, I think if you're going to judge other people, you better be prepared to be judged yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
which is the thing that we're all trying not to do anymore, right?
And I think that that's a really good thing, but I also think it's also really good and healthy to still be able to poke fun at each other, you know? Like, you know, I still have a sort of really good group of gay friends, and the thing I love about gay men is that we can just rip on each other.
They're so in your face. Like, if they don't like what's going on, they are going to tell you, I don't like what's going on. You look, you know, whatever.
And I love that, because my mum is like the queen of sarcasm. I grew up like, you know, if you want to talk about bitchy sense of humor, then just have a conversation with my mum, you know. She would be like, oh my God, Sims, your makeup looks a bit cakey. Are you going to be like going out with that? No. Like, she would be really like, she would tell me.
Yeah, let me put some more on, Mom.
But then at the same time, when my stepdad, who was like hardcore Greek, said, hey, you know, I don't think you should be wearing all that makeup. And my mum went, well, you know what? It's very good sun protection. So anyway, it was like, yeah, thanks, Mum. But yeah, I think that I like to have that outlet to just sort of unleash that shadow side of ourselves where we all pout in each other, and you will go like, you know, I mean, one of my gay friends, oh, wow, babe, you know, gosh, are you going to get some more Botox, or are you just going to like let all those wrinkles, like, you know, and I'm like, oh, yeah, well, if I was you, I'd stop eating all that cake, babe. And it's like, you know, but it's all, then we're laughing because it's not serious. It's
just like poke.
Yeah. But I think you've got to be reasonably resilient to have that type of humor. And we talk about this all the time. I had, I think you've got to really have a good sense of yourself to be able to, for me, I don't, like if someone says, oh my God, Cinti, like, oh wow, you look a bit old or whatever. And I'm just like, babe, I'm 43. I am, you know,
older.
like, and show me a 43-year-old woman that looks like this. So, you know, I don't look 20. Like you can put me next to a 20-year-old and that's fine. But at the same time, show me that girl in 20 years time and we'll see apples for apples, babe, you know, like, and, yeah, so I think you've got to have a pretty strong sense of yourself. And it's always like the people I love are the ones that can take a bit of a dig. Like one of my closest friends, Tanya, is like, her and I just sit there and say exactly what we think to each other. And it's kind of nice. It's refreshing because you don't have to
tiptoe around people.
Yeah. Like it's just, like I can say the other day, what's going on with these pants? I'm really interested to know. What's the thinking behind this? And she's like, oh, do you like them? I'm like, And she's like, oh yeah, they're a bit weird, aren't they? They're like a bit short and a bit weird. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, I know, it's so funny. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're all just hanging out with the girls, so I didn't really care. I'm like, but it's fun, right? It's not like,
Yeah. Okay, so can I ask you about your previous marriage? Because I know you had a hard time. Like that was a place in your life that you were living this really glamorous, beautiful life, but you had a lot of struggles.
Yeah. So, I mean, we may as well be married. We weren't officially married, but I was with him for the better part of a decade from about 18 to I think about 26 or so. And he was 10 years older than me. So, or I was 18, he was 26. So it's not funny. That's actually the duration of our relationship. So our age gap. So he was a jeweler. He was a very successful jeweler. He had a jewelry factory. He was like a master goldsmith and chain maker. So he had like, you know, bars of gold and all sorts of things. And he had a big factory in Pitt Street in the middle of the city. And he was also like, I mean, very charismatic, very good looking, very money, and would spoil me. Like, I mean, I would just walk past Versace and go, oh, wow, I love that dress. And then I would get to work and there'd be like flowers and a Versace box would arrive and there's the dress, you know? So it was like on the outside, a lot of people would look and like, it was like I had this fairy tale happening.
Right.
But he was actually psychotic. So he was like highly abusive, emotionally, physically, you name it. And that was a tough time because I, on the outside, looked like I had this perfect, you know, working for luxury brands, so glamorous, dripping in, like it looked like you'd dipped me in glue and rolled me in gold and diamonds. Like I just had, like people would, like if I was wearing these earrings, this would be like real gold, you know, they would have real, like everything that I had. And I had like, if I wanted to, like if there was a foundation that I was using, he would just buy a whole box of it. The hairspray I liked, he would just buy a box of the hairspray. Why, sweetheart, why are you going to, you know, like have to go and buy one at a time all the time? Just have a box of it and you've always got it there. No, okay.
Because I remember you telling me that, you know, all of your friends would go, oh, you're so lucky. He's such a great guy. He buys you all these things. And inside you were like really, really hurting.
in the beginning, like my friends loved him. Like we would go, I'd have a friend for a play date and I go, okay, we'll come to the shop, call it the shop, Monte Carlo Jewelers in the city. And they'd come up there and he'd go, oh, okay, well, I booked you guys in across the road at Xanadu to have like a spa day. And then he'd like give one of my friends like, oh, what do you want? Do you want a ring? Do you want like a bracelet? So he'd like give my friends like just gold. And then he'd go, oh, yeah, well, why don't you guys go and do some shopping? And he'd just give me, we always had cash. So he'd just give me like a wad of cash. So I booked you in here. They're going to look over after you at Xanadu. Then you're going to go over here. And I would just take my friends shopping. We'd go and have lunch. And then he'd go, oh, then I'll take you out to like, you know, Golden Century or I don't know, wherever the nice restaurant was at the time. We'll do dinner there. And then he'd just shout all night. And but the thing was that then behind closed doors, he would literally, like if my friend, oh, do you want this? Do you want a cigarette? Do you want a glass of wine? Do you want this? Do you want that? And they'd be going, oh, thank you. Yes, 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 yes. And at the end, when they went home, he'd go, oh, wow, well, she was really loving that, wasn't she? I mean, I think she would have just said yes to anything. Like, did she say no once? He goes, everything. He goes, I think like he was really vulgar. Like he go, oh, I think I could have just flopped it out and she would have said yes to that too. And he would just destroy it, like systematic. And so he'd alienate me from all. He'd go, oh, sweetheart, if I wanted her, I'd have her in 2 seconds. She was all over me. Like she wants your life for sure. So it made it really hard because he, on one hand, my friends were like, wow, he's amazing. And then on the other hand, yeah, it was really tough. Navigating that. I mean, in the end, no one liked him because they saw me become this shell of a woman. Like I was so anxious and like a twitchy little like racehorse. Like I couldn't say, and like I'd roll my eyes and I get strangled, you know, like, so it was very, like when we're talking violence, it was not like a little shake. Like, you know, he broke my nose, put my head into the corner of a wall. Like,
that's really scary.
It was very scary at the time, very, very scary. But also,
how did you get out?
Well, God, I mean, people often talk to me about this and like, I always say God, like my faith was strengthened. Like, so my background, I come from very bohemian background, right? We didn't really God, the G word, it's like bad word, you know? My mom told me that witches lived in churches. So for me to discover God was really profound. And it was literally the night that I was planning on leaving him, and I'd kind of been saving up a whole lot of cash and money. So I've got about $40,000, I think, that I just ferreted away on the side. And I laid in bed that night.
Smart woman.
Right? Yeah. Like always, if you're going to escape an abusive relationship, make sure you've got, you know, a little plan B happening. So, and that was something good that I learned from my mom. Like she sort of taught me about that stuff. But he'd broken my nose and it was just starting to heal. But every time I looked in the mirror and I saw this, like, because, you know, when you get your nose broken, it's like your whole eye is black. And it wasn't like a little strangle where it goes away or, you know, I mean, need to get too much into it, but if you get strangled for a long time, your eyes can go a bit bloodshot, but that's about it, right? It clears up. But with the broken nose, that was a couple of weeks of healing, like, and every time I looked in the mirror, I was like, oh my goodness. And I just had this kind of building hatred. I never really hated him until then. And it was just like, I mean, clearly he destroyed my face, so how dare you wreck my face? But no, I was really, so I laid in bed that night and I was just like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to leave this guy? He is a psycho. He is violent. He is more than likely going to try and kill me. Like, how do I do this? And then I just suddenly just thought about God. And I remember someone saying, oh, well, you just, you know, ask God for what you need and God always provides. Okay, whatever. And I was lying in bed and I just thought, you know what, God, if you're there, I've got no idea if you're there, but if you are, I like just really need help. Like, I know that I got myself into this situation. I know these are my choices. I know I have compromised myself to be with this terrible person, and that part of this is to do with me and my choices. So I don't want a miracle. I don't want it just fixed. All I want tomorrow is just give me strength. Give me strength. Just help me leave this man, because I really didn't. And I get a bit teary thinking about it. I really didn't think that I had the strength to leave him. And so I woke up that morning and it was like, it's like I was in this tube of just power. I was just strong. It's like I wasn't emotional. I wasn't sad. I wasn't happy. I was just strong. Like it was like the strongest tree trunk, like just strong and standing in this light and this feeling of being held. And it was not me. Like this is one thing that I know for sure, that was not just me, because I was not capable of being that woman.
Yeah.
I had spent nearly a decade being like screamed at, abused, emotionally, mentally, physically, like destroyed by this man. It was not in my character at that point to be strong. And I just pretty much went, sit down in this, like, I was like a queen, sit down. Yep. I'm leaving you. Right. And it was just so like inside, I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what I wanted. This is amazing. Keep going. This is so good. So I was just like, I'm leaving you. I told you this day would come. I told you that if you kept doing this, I told you that if you would not stop behaving in this way, that I was going to leave you. So with the keys to the safe, I'm taking my jewelry. I've saved up some money. I want you to go to your parents' house and I'm going to pack up my stuff and I'm going to go. And he just reacted in the most out of character way. Like normally he would have screamed and yelled or grabbed me or pulled my hair or done something like controlling. And he just broke down and was just like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. Anyway, so that was that. And it literally, that whole time in my life went past like a miracle.
Wow.
It was like literally from the time I said that to him, he went to his parents' house. He did not come back. I got all of my stuff together. I suddenly had somewhere to stay and boom, it's like I blinked my eyes and my whole life had just changed. And I never, ever looked back. Like, yeah. So God.
Yeah.
And since then, I never stopped believing, like literally from this, since then I was like, I don't pray to God and go, oh God, I want money, but I'll be like, God, give me the strength, or God, I can't do this alone. Can you give me the perseverance, or can you give me the understanding, or can you give me the empathy, or can you help me to forgive? But I always speak to God like that, and more recently I'll put my order in, like I'll just go, okay, angels, God, this is what I'm doing. This is what's happening. I feel like it's in my path. I feel like it's aligned. So just asking you guys for support now. If this is where I'm going, then let's open it up. If it's not, then let's just close it off, and that's tended to be pretty good for me. So.
Well, you also experienced that through your illness, right? When you were working like a crazy woman and then you were literally brought to your knees.
Yeah.
So how did you like transition through that? Because that's a big part of you learning how to surrender, learning how to completely rely on your source.
Yeah.
For everything.
Still, and I still navigate it. There's days where last week I was exercising all week. I was in my power doing my thing. And then, yesterday I had a bit of an ouch moment, and it's definitely that the illness was, again, God going, no, wrong path. And it had been whispering like this. I think what I want to say to anyone that's listening, if you're getting something regularly, like I was getting migraines regularly, right? Like weekly migraines. And that was the warning sign. And there were probably more subtle ones before that, but it's like the migraines, weekly migraines. And I ignored them and I kept pushing and I kept moving. And oh, whatever, I'd take a Nurofen. Oh, if I had the migraine, I'd take a suppository because at the point where you're vomiting, you have to but I push through it, keep working, keep going. And then one day it's like I can't walk. And since I had my first migraine in months last week on Friday, I found out that a very close friend of mine and mentor doesn't have very long to live, which I probably can't talk about now
Sorry.
because it still makes me sad. But I had my first migraine in a long time last week. And when I got the rheumatoid arthritis, migraine stopped. So it was like, oh, Cinti, can't hear us because we're kind of trying to give you a warning sign. Oh, you can't hear that, can't hear that. And it's just like, boom, now are you listening? Do you hear us now? You know? So yeah, the illness is, and definitely the more I use it now more like a kind of my compass to go, oh, I'm in pain. What's out of alignment? Where am I experiencing the pain? Shoulders. What am I angry about at the moment? You know, feet. What do I have to handle about my roots and what's going on with me? My base, my grounding. Hands. You know, wrists? What am I not sharing? What am I not giving? What am I not expressing? You know, it's like it will work its way, and the doctors are really baffled by it because like it's super aggressive, it's super nasty and unresponsive to any of the drugs, and it moves around. So, and it hasn't settled into any of my big joints, right? Which is really unusual. So I just think it's spirit moving through my body.
Yeah.
Letting me know when because I got a lot of stuff to do, you know?
You have a big mission, Cinti. You have a big mission.
Yeah. And it's
we're
not like
No, go ahead.
No, it's not. It's really funny, but the irony about it is that I have fought that mission. Like, it's like, you know, because we had to do the Cinti Kyam thing. We had to do Cinti. And I'm always like, it's not the Cinti show, right? And here we are on the Cinti show. It's literally conversations with Cinti. But with conversations with Cinti, it was like, this is when I get this like message, tap on the head, conversations with Cinti, conversations. And anytime driving in the shower. And I'm just like, all right, I'll do it. You know, so it's like I've fought that. I've tried, as you know, tried to support other women on this mission. And it's like, no, you need to do it. We got to do Cinti. Like, we didn't make you look like this, give you this voice, give you this story, give you all of these resources, give you all this depth and all of this stuff for you to sit there and be the support act. So
yeah,
you know,
you're a way shower for all of us, Cinti. I mean, all of the things that you have overcome, and you know, this is this. I mean, from the time that I met you, it's like you, of course, to look at you, you're beautiful, but even and I would imagine that you have had these struggles of stop seeing this. Can you please see this? Can you see my shoulders? Can you see the rest of me? Right?
But appreciate this as well. Like,
appreciate this, but see all of me, which I think all of us women want to be seen.
Yes.
You know, and that's why I think your mission is so beautiful, because you really are able to see all of the beauty inside of the women that you work with.
Oh yeah. Because, you know, at the end of the day, like, that's what it's about, right? We are all like, I can have bitchy Cinti aside, but actually how I feel about people is I just want everyone, even men, like, it's like women I'm a woman, so I know what it feels like to be a woman.
Right.
And that's my calling. But everyone deserves to feel beautiful or valuable or celebrated for their unique gifts and talents, you know? Like that's, and if we all did, there would be so much less problems and conflict, because it all comes from people looking and going, oh, I'm not, I want, you know, I lack, I need, you know.
It's this own sense of judgment and shame, or, you know, criticism about who you are. It's like, no, I know that I'm bitchy Dawn sometimes. I know that I'm monster mom sometimes, but I also have this beautiful giving heart, which is what, you know, drew me to you initially in the first place. It was like, I see your beautiful heart and soul.
Thanks.
That's what I see. when I
I
see
see
Cinti.
you too. I see you too, boo boo. I see you too. No, but we do. We did. We connected on a heart level, you and I. And I think that's the nicest kind of connection to have with someone. Like, and actually, when you do have that heart-centered connection, then it doesn't matter, or you can have fun and you can muck around and you can be silly and you can poke fun at each other because you know it comes from that place of really grounded love. Like,
Love.
you know, if I'm
Yeah.
to pay out on you and go, oh wow, Dawn, got your bitchy pants on today, you're not going to go, oh my god, you think I'm a bitch. You're going to go, wow, Cinti loves me, and like that's pretty funny. And it would never be coming from any place other than
love.
yeah. And if you said, ouch, that hurts, then I'll go, oh no, I didn't mean it to hurt you, Dawn. Sorry. You know, it's kind of simple to navigate this stuff, but
Yeah.
I think we complicate it.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes back to that sense of how we value and work, like our sense of worth in ourselves, you
Right.
know?
Right. And that's why no matter all of the things that you have been through, I mean, you have had those struggles, but at the end of the day, I mean, I've seen your transformation over the last almost 2 years.
Right.
It's like, you were like, hey, I'm coming on a video and I'm going to say hi. And it's like, hey, I'm Cinti. Here I am.
Right. And I was like, oh my goodness, when I first got on there. And that's why, like, I get it. Like, it's why I help women being visible. I help doing all that because I know what it feels like to literally sit there feeling like you're going to vomit, going on a live, doing your live and then wanting to delete it straight away because you've got on my, and I have. I mean, I couldn't even do lives at first. I would record them and then go, I'm going to rewatch that. Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll post that. That passes my bitches in the eyes. And then I think one day I was watching, who was I watching? I was watching someone do a live, and it was Chloe Morello. I love Chloe. She's from Canberra, like millions of followers, makeup, and anyway, she's adorable, and she talks really candidly, and like she will literally sit there and go, oh shit, oh I just dropped my water, and oh no, and oh hi, oh can I hear a dog barking? Is that a dog? And I was like loving every second of it because I'm like, oh wow, she's
real,
right? And then I thought, Cinti, why are you trying to be so perfect?
Perfect.
And obviously I have an issue with perfection. I know, just before this, I'm looking at the camera going, why does my face look lopsided on the camera? It doesn't look like that in the mirror. And I'm like, it looks like one eyebrow's going up. And so quite funny.
Okay, I think we're getting little hints of talking about your contest.
Yeah, I know, we're getting the team. So I've got this amazing team and they keep everything running because they know what I'm like. I just get in the moment. So I've got a little note here saying, Cinti, discuss the mechanics of the contest. Okay. Mechanics. Hello, everyone. And that's it. Greet the live audience. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hello, my gorgeous. Who's here? Can everyone holler out who's here? I think I saw Paula.
I saw Paula.
I saw
and Paulina.
I saw Paulina. I love you, Paulina. So hi, hey Paula.
Hey Paula.
So I saw Paula pop up. I saw Paulina. Hey Terry.
Terry.
I love you. Okay, Paulina. Hey, gorgeous. Okay, so mechanics of the contest. Hey Shelley. Hey. Oh my goodness, all my faves. I love all these women. You know, you've got, hey, Jonathan, you and I need to catch up. You and I do. 100%. I want to talk SEO. I know what that means now.
I thought you were going to say SEX.
No. Well, I can't. Jonathan's all the way in LA. So.
Oh, I'm a little closer.
Are you? Oh, okay. Well, you can discuss SEX with Jonathan. Sorry, we're being very sexist now, aren't we? We could discuss SEX with Shelley too if you wanted to. Okay, so I have to discuss the mechanics of this contest. So what you have to do is, there's a whole lot of instructions, I think, there, but pretty much what the outcome is that you'll get to go on a conversation with me where I'll interview you, and you'll also get to have a little try of my inner circle where I have sort of an elite, beautiful, gorgeous group of women, and we get together and we actually get way more personal than what I do on all of my public platforms. It's a very intimate group. There's no more than 10 women at a time. So you will get to have a little session and a try in there, and yeah, I'll interview you. So what you have to do is obviously like and share, and then also talk about your passion. I'm pretty sure, like, talk about something that you're passionate about, talk about something that you love, and share that when you share this video. That's it, isn't it? Yes. What's being said now? Oh, okay. So then we'll talk about the winners. So yeah, so do all of that. There's all the instructions in the bottom. I'm clearly not this is not my strength, or the inner workings and mechanics. My strength is the creative, visioning, you know, inspired side.
Can you talk about what you're hoping to do with this group of women?
My inner circle?
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, so with the inner circle, so what I thought about that was really I wanted a group of peers, like, so there are women that are in my position as well, like you, Dawn, like you're part of the inner circle. And I really wanted a safe space where I could really get super intimate and share lots of different things, like, you know, share whatever it is that we want to be discussing at the time, more intimately share like content from some of my bigger group programs, really share that in a very personalized way with a very small group of women. One, so that I could share it obviously personally. Two, so I could get feedback from women that are kind of in my circle. And three, so we could open up having conversations about stuff that, you know, women in our position feel and go through. So being an entrepreneur, being mums, being women who make money and kick ass and do all this stuff, but then also have to keep a life together, you know.
Juggling. The juggling.
Yeah. Working out what we need to outsource, working out what are the things that only I can do, what are the things that I can give to someone else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So really it's a peer group for me. It's my inner circle. So it's like having a circle of close girlfriends that are in a similar position to me, that get where I'm coming from, and that we can kind of just share space, and I can probably share more of the things that I go through that I wouldn't necessarily share on like a very public level. I'm pretty open, but there's some things that are like, it's more like I want to be able to, yeah, talk about some of those other very finite struggles that some of us go through, you know.
And go to Hawaii.
And go to Hawaii. Yes. So anyone that's interested in coming to Hawaii next year, then just put your hand up, because we are definitely, we're definitely doing that ASAP. It's close to the Philippines as well, where a lot of my team are, and I always talk about how much I love my team. So yeah, we plan on having a big team building, having all my gorgeous favorite people, and meeting in Hawaii. Oh, okay. We have our winner. Do you want to say who the winner is, Dawn, seeing as you're running the...
Oh, sure.
Tiny.
Yes, our winner. We're so excited because we love Paulina Malmi.
Yeah.
Did I say your name? Did I say your name right, Paulina?
It's
Paulina.
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 Yeah.
Oh, yes, I can. Okay. So I've had another prompt here. So I'm going to be sharing some of my beauty and skincare. I'm going to do a secret video about my beauty and skincare tips. So a lot of people ask me about that all the time. What do I do? It's pretty involved, so it's going to be a long video.
Couple hours worth.
I tried to do an Instagram story of like the products I'm using in my morning routine at the moment, and I was like, this is a lot of stuff. And I'm like, you know, like I'm like, and then I use my cleanser, and then I use this serum, and then I put a bit of vitamin C powder, and then so I won't go into the full video of that, but I will yeah, I will be sharing my skincare and beauty secrets. Like, I looked in my cupboard today, actually, my skincare cupboard, and I was like, a little bit of a problem here. I'm not addicted to skincare or makeup at all.
And do you cover up completely in the sun? Like when we're in Hawaii, are you going to have like this big tent around you?
I don't. I love the sun.
Okay.
I wear 50 plus. I wear 50 plus sunscreen on my face every day.
Yeah.
But I love the sun. I'm like, yeah, out there. I love getting a tan.
Sun goddess.
I love the sun. I love having a tan. I love all that stuff. And I know people say that's bad, but I think that what's probably worse is having no melanin activated in your skin and then walking through the sun and getting sunburned. I don't think having a little bit of a tan and then being able to be a bit resilient to the sun is a bad thing if it's done in a controlled, non-burny way.
We need the vitamin D.
Right. Yeah. We need the vitamin D, and we need, like just a little bit of sun protection, I think, in your own skin is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
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 So is that all we're doing now? Like, have we covered everything? Christelle, my marketing manager, she's actually my marketing director. Christelle, is that all that we have to do today? Have I done everything?
Do I need to ask her more questions?
No, she's going, wrap everything. It's a wrap. So how I'm going to let Dawn wrap, but I'm going to just say this. So I have this amazing team, and the reason I have this team and the reason I do this is because I know I'm very aware of what I'm good at and the things that kind of kill my vibe. So recently we discovered that me doing calendar management for myself kills my vibe. When you're working across 5 different time zones and you've got people from all different time zones and you've got like my calendar's really complex. There's so many different things. And I just said to my team, you know what? I want a full-time calendar manager. I don't like it. It kills my vibe. This is not because I'm precious. This is because I'm very aware of me. And I go, in the half an hour I'm going to spend trying to coordinate this calendar thing and put links in and whatever, I could literally be activating a woman. I could be doing a video. I could be doing all the stuff that only I can do. So my message is that if you either want to kind of figure out what are the things that you're good at and what are the things you can outsource, then you can definitely reach out and talk to me. The other thing is, if you need a team to help you do your thing so you can work your magic, then I literally have an amazing team. We're able to recruit whatever you need, like in terms of whatever you need, we can outsource it and find the right mix of people to support you so that you can continue to work your magic. So that is what we are doing at the moment. Reach out to me, definitely, if you want to do that. And that's my little call to action at the end.
And I think it's really important because I think a lot of women, myself included, say, I got it. I'll figure it out.
Right.
I'll figure it out. I can juggle a million things. What's one more? And I'm the same way. Like, I'm this visionary, creative, big picture dreamer person. And to do the calendar or to organize my desk makes me crazy. And yet I still haven't done it. It's like, I don't want to do it. I know what I don't want to be the accountant. I don't want to be the planner. I want to say, I want this to happen. And so this is why, Cinti, your program and everything that you do, because you're so aligned, you have been working on yourself so much that you are showing up in your full femininity, balanced with your masculinity. It's like, I know the things I can do, and I know the things that I need to just be. I need to know the places where I need to just be. And so this is a beautiful, Cinti creates a beautiful space. So if any of you women have any questions or any doubts or whatever, come be in Cinti's vortex. She's a beautiful, beautiful heart, soul, spirit. She's just an amazing, amazing woman. Her energy is beautiful, and you will, like I have felt so uplifted and inspired and motivated by Cinti. I'm so thankful to be in her circle. So thank you. Thank you,
My
Cinti,
beautiful-
for letting me ask you questions today. I love this.
Oh, I love this too. I couldn't think of anyone that I would like to ask me questions more than you, Dawn. And I love having you in my vortex. And I also want to let everyone know that the group programs, so we had a huge influx of private clients recently, and our focus has been on really looking after them. But the group program is still something that's very much happening. And we are very excited to be sort of starting to fill that group and start to, get things happening within that group. Dawn will also be a part of that. So she'll be sort of showing up in one of our kind of coaches and things like that in there, which will be amazing, because definitely getting your self-love right. Like Dawn's whole thing is about our love for each other starts with ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So you cannot have a relationship with anyone else until you have a relationship with yourself. And
Yes.
this is something that we focus on a lot in the program. So the group program, yes, definitely. There's so many ways that you can literally become a part of my vortex. Like, I think you can start at I think it's like $197 is like entry level to become a part, at least get in there and do something with us. And really, for me, at the end of the day, my passion is helping women to rise. That's what my passion is. And the reason I'm doing this is not because it's not about the money. It's not about me being famous, Cinti. It's not about any of this. It's literally because this is what I'm being called to do. I'm being called to help women who've been in my position. And as you can see from my story, I've been in many different positions in my life. I have risen from every single one of those things, like every trauma I've had, every single pit I have managed to triumph from, and I've managed to rise. So the reason I help women to rise is simply because I have had to do it so many times. So it's like, you can think you've made it, and then like God brings you to your knees with a debilitating illness. Like literally, that's my passion. So I am here for every single woman that needs anything. And one thing I can say is that when John talks about my vortex, when you come into my vortex, I literally say to my clients, okay, babe, we have sort of like a beautiful intuitive session and we do all this stuff. And I'm an activator, right? Which is something I've also embraced. So I'll go, babe, like tomorrow, you're probably going to get super activated. You're in my vortex and you're going to start, because this is my mission. So then Spirit and God and the angels and everyone goes, yeah, this is exactly what you need to do. So literally, you're going to start getting downloads, and it's going to start coming thick and fast, and it's going to start happening. And I just want you to get into that zone of creation and intuition and just enjoy that download, because get ready for it. It's going to come. And literally the next day I get, oh my God, Cinti, I'm so activated. I get like thousands of messages. So I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that, my program. And I'm just like, yes, it's the best. So it literally is, this is my mission. It's why I have had to overcome all of the things. Like
a lot.
Visibility, like getting in front of the camera, saying Cinti Kyam in big gold letters. Like I've had to literally overcome this stuff so that I can be on mission, be in alignment, and not be in pain. So
and every time when you are in the midst of your pain, you're like, why? Yeah. And now your pain has become your purpose.
Right, John? And this is the thing about everyone is,
yes,
your pain can be your purpose. Yes. Your trauma can be your greatest teaching. Like literally, and I'll say this to you, like if you are the warrior woman, if you're the woman that goes, yeah, I've been through some shit, but I'm still trying and I'm still rising and I'm still with my sisters. Yes, come and talk to me. Yeah. If you're that victim woman to blame everyone else for the reason why you're not, or this isn't happening, or my life's so horrible and I went through all this stuff, babe, you're not my client, okay? You're just not. You need to get your shit together. Take radical responsibility.
Radical responsibility. You're either victim or you're creator. Which do you choose to be in each moment?
100%. Take radical responsibility for your life and then come and talk to me and we will like rise. But literally, I'm not here to serve the victim. It's something that I really am very clear about now because they're not my woman. And if you are that victim woman, you won't like me because, you know.
Well, because
Not
you're gonna make
yourself.
you face yourself. I mean, it's about really looking at yourself. What am I doing? What am I doing and what am I not doing? Where do I want, where are my intentions? Where do I want to be? How am I co-creating the life that I want for myself?
Yeah, and you're also going to get super, super triggered by me and any woman that's like me, like a woman like Dawn, any woman that's in her power. If you're in victim mode, you're going to get super triggered by that and you're going to not like them. And it's going to make you feel bad about yourself. And then you're going to take that out on me or whoever else is making you feel that way, right? It's a thing. So,
and that's the whole shift of loving and accepting yourself.
Right. So if you're ready to do that, ready to take radical responsibility, ready to really rise and get in the driver's seat of your life and start to do some awesome things in your life and be celebrated for the amazing things about you
and celebrate yourself.
100%. If you're ready to do that, then reach out. We're here for you. Like I've built an empire of people and I've done it by pretty much, I was going to say like literally like, someone said to me, do you have a sugar daddy or is there someone kind of financing or funding all this stuff? Because you seem to do all this amazing, you've got all this abundance. It's like, babe, my sugar daddy is God. Literally, I stay on purpose, I stay on path and everything I need is provided. So if you're worried about not being financially supported, not having whatever it is you need, if it's your divine purpose and if you're here and you're meant to be doing it, you will be supported.
Yeah.
So
surrender and trust.
Yes, exactly. And reach out. It's that's all you have to do is just, and whether it's me or whoever, just get the help you need. I have not done this alone and I don't think any of us should do it alone. It's not, if we were meant to do it alone, then we just wouldn't be around people, be in so there you go. That's that. I'll wrap. I'm bad at saying goodbye, we know. Drink of water.
I love hanging out with you, Cinti. I'll do it anytime.
I love hanging out with you, Dawn, and I can't wait until we properly launch the group program to have you there.
Super excited.
Yeah, supporting women, and it's going to be awesome. So, is that it, team? Are we done? Did I do everything?
We love Cinti.
Cinti loves you. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Cinti, for a beautiful conversation and for sharing yourself and for sharing your purpose and your love and your heart and your soul. You're amazing. You're amazing, beautiful goddess, inside and out.
You are. Let's start the you are.
You are. Yes, I am. And it's true. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Gorgeous.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Everyone that watched and I'll speak to you all soon.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
I'm Dawn Richard, a conscious love coach.
I am Paulina Malmi. I'm a mindset transformation mentor.
I am Shelley, and I work as an empowerment and transformation coach.
I'm Charlotte, and I'm an Oracle of Destiny.
I am Benedict Ertzen, inspiring leader and business mentor.
I am Paula. I work as a space curator.
I am Tulay. I work as a producer in the film and television industry.
My passions are dance, travel, and my Wake Up to Real Love podcast.
And my passion is to help strong women overcome burnout.
My dream is to be a catalyst for the healing and empowerment of women.
My passion is to help women to remember the throne of their inner queendom, to remember that they're sovereign, sacred, and holy.
My passion are the projects that I get to create, help bring to life, and then share with the world.
We rise together, goddesses, by remembering our sacred feminine wisdom.
We will rise by lifting others.
I am possible, and I am.
And I am
And I'm a
woman's
woman.
Gorgeous woman, you are not meant to do this alone, and the reality is that you're not. Literally, you have a whole sisterhood waiting here for you. You have my whole team waiting here for you. You have me waiting here for you. All you have to do is reach out, click that link, and get in touch with us. And together, we will rise. I am Cinti, and I am a woman's woman.